I'm sure there's going to be a moral victory question, and I don't know the right way to phrase it. It becomes a victory of some kind if we understand that when we play hard, this is what can happen. You know, we haven't played as hard as we're capable of playing. You guys hear it all the time. And we haven't practiced as hard as we're capable of practicing. And, you know, that's on me. And we have recently. And that's not coincidental that we can hold the best shooting team in the conference to 33% and we can shoot 40%. It's not by accident. It's by preparation. And if our kids can understand that, and we as coaches can continue to demand that level of preparation, you know, then we can keep moving forward, and this does become, you know, some sort of, you know, victory in a different way. And I thought for the first time in a while, we just played the game hard. We didn't worry about the scoreboard. We just played the game hard against a team who plays the game hard all the time. And that's why besides their talent, and their coaching, that's why they're where they're at. So, you know, that's where it's at. And hopefully this becomes habit. And if it does, you know, we got some good times there.
Jim, can you just talk about, obviously you want to see this become a habit, but to see that at this point in the season, to see the way they played in that last minute of the game, does that show you some steps that maybe have
and I've seen them in practice. I've seen I've seen the best, you know, and when I say leadership, I also say followers, you know, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that there's people being examples, and there's people following those examples. And that's been in practice the last few days. And then that's been on the floor today. That looked like a Bonaventure basketball team. Whether it be the effort or the extra pass or the spacing or the covering up for each other defensively. I mean, we had that one possession where Doris blocked the shot. I mean, we had 9 blocks. That's covering up for one another. That's being there for one another. And they are as good a direct line, which we call a straight line drive to the basket. They're as good a team as there is in the country at doing that. And I think we maybe gave up 3. Again, that's because we defended as a team. So again, it's all good if the light bulb has gone off and we're willing to work to keep it up, or gone on. If we're willing to work to keep it on, because this is as good a team as we played all year. I mean, they're very talented. I mean, who do you leave? You know, and then they have length, and then they have. I mean, I think their second 4 would compete in the top half of the A-10. You know, and so. They're a good team, and we were fortunate to play hard. Well, we weren't fortunate. We played hard and gave ourselves a chance.
I mean, there's probably some math that you could still make it to the top 12, but it's not likely. But with what you saw late in the game and the way the score turned out, wouldn't you hope that the last 3 games, that's a little bit of source of inspiration?
I would hope. I would, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, Chuck. You should ask them. I mean, they know what's coming from me, and they know what it is that we need to do, and make it or not. I probably shouldn't say this, but it doesn't matter to me. It matters how we play, and we haven't played to the way that we should most of this year. Today we did, and we practiced that way, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record with that, but that's as true as I can tell you inside what's gone on with our team this year, and it's great to see these guys recognize it, and hopefully come to practice hard tomorrow, Saturday, and go out and play their tail off on Sunday.
The one thing that stands out statistically is kind of out of your hands with their length. They dominated the boards, but obviously the 20 to 10 on the offensive boards. Ultimately, that's the game.
I would say that to me, finding the silver lining, they just only shot 33% with 20 offensive rebounds. So we're busting our butt. We're working really hard to make them earn everything. And it's that's something we thought would happen. It's not shocking that they got that many. But obviously we weren't giving up a ton of scores off them, which was a good thing. And a lot of them really came down to some physical things. We were where we needed to be, and we'd get 2 hands on it, and we just couldn't pull it in. I mean, there was probably half dozen of those, and again, that'll come hopefully as we continue to play hard.
You think the players?
Yeah, can you guys talk about, and Doris and Elena, you've been here for a while. Did this feel like Coach said, it was that was a Bonaventure game. Did it feel that way from start to finish, maybe for one of the first times this year?
Yeah, we just played hard, just like Coach said. They probably came in here, and I'm gonna say they came in here thinking they were gonna blow us out by 30, and people, their fans, and even their coaches felt that way too. But we didn't get the win, but I am proud of my team for fighting, even when we were down, and 10-12, we could have rolled over, and this season we have in certain games, but we didn't. And that's great to see, and I'm proud of my team, and we was just encouraging each other, and the coaches were, we made a comeback, and even though it was the last couple seconds where, we dug in, we fought until the clock went zero, and that's all you can ask from this team.
Elena, can you just add to that at all?
Yeah, as Doris said, that it was, you can feel the difference when you play hard for a full 40 minutes than just a half a game, and that was a big key. Like, everybody that stepped on the floor played their butts off, whether it's hustling after loose balls or covering up for one another if somebody got beat on the defensive end. But it feels good. So if we can keep this going, it would be great to get the next game and get a win.
Elena, 3 games left now in your collegiate career. Did that factor in your head? Does that hit you at all in this season where I'm a senior, I want to keep playing, I want an Atlantic 10 tournament, or is it just play basketball?
I mean, if I could play forever, I would. But I mean, I try not to think about it. I just take it one day at a time, and I don't want to rush it because I'm here for these guys, and I'll give 110% every day, and I know I'll get the same in return.
How much, and Jimmy can answer this too, how much, at this point in the season, when you've got so many, and you've got so many freshmen and younger players playing in, that now that we're at that point in the season where they have that experience, that understanding what that effort is for 40 minutes, now maybe shows up in a game like this?
You would hope. I mean, it doesn't show up every day in practice, so until they get that, and I used this word with Nyla earlier, the urgency every day, and that's demanded through us as coaches and their teammates with accountability. It's getting closer. It's getting closer, and once you get a taste of playing hard, you want to keep doing it because you realize what it feels like after you do it. And that's the hope, is that the lights are on, and that the bulb's strong enough to keep burning.
Nyla, you had at one point, I think, 7 straight points. Can you talk a little about, I guess, obviously your freshman year, is your confidence growing as the season's gone on, and comfortable just, when you get in the ball, just looking right to the rim?
Yeah, it's a confidence thing, but Coach has made an emphasis on me staying urgent and staying ready to shoot and being able to attack and being able to be confident. So I want to make sure that I did that for this game, because this game was really important, and it just kind of like all flowed together, and it kind of made a streak. That shooting streak, it did build a lot of confidence, and so it just kept rolling.
Time for one more? Coach, starting CEC just switching the lineup, or are you just happy with the performance when Elena was sick?
But I mean, it was more starting Elena. I mean, she came back from the illness, and it was just that's who had the best practices the last couple of days. So, it would stay the same way. If someone starts to go crap in practice, someone else will start. But I don't expect that from these guys. And it was good to see Nyla respond the way she did. Hopefully, that'll continue.
Thanks, guys.
All right.